Today we're talking to Dr. Dena Ned, an assistant professor, lecturer, and director of the American Indian program at the University of Utah College of Social Work. Thanks for being here. You recently began a one-year postdoctoral trauma and recovery certificate program, which is offered through the Harvard program in refugee trauma. This training began in 2004 and has since built a diverse network of scholars and leaders from around the world. So why is this multidisciplinary topic-focused training valuable?
I believe it's valuable because as a social worker, I've been trained to work with the person and environment. When we think about trauma, everyone has experienced trauma, whether it's been related to natural disasters, torture, mass violence, colonization. It's created these populations of refugees or asylum seekers, civilian survivors, intergenerational survivors of that trauma. In order to understand how to do the best type of screening for these trauma stories and to give a biopsychosocial and spiritual diagnoses, that multidisciplinary approach really helps me because I'm not versed in a medical approach to care, yet understand there is a connection to trauma and how it's embedded in the body and how it can manifest itself with someone experiencing trauma.
Okay. So at this point, how do you think you'll incorporate this training into your research and teaching?
Well, for my research, I've always been interested in looking at intergenerational trauma within American Indian and really all indigenous populations, because there is that link to colonization that has perpetuated a traumatic response to policies that enforced resettlement and mass violence. And I see that happening on a global perspective as well. And I would like to look at, what policies were in place and what reactions communities or indigenous peoples are taking in order to address these intergenerational discrepancies, if you will. And in terms of my teaching, our BSW program is expanding globally through our data technology. And we are going to expand our BSW program to rural and frontier communities such as American Indian reservations and refugee camps. And by understanding that connection to that traumatic experiences that occurred in the past and currently, I think will be not an inevitable, but a really great tool to use in a community setting.
Okay. So physician Richard Malika, director of the Harvard program in refugee trauma, talks about society as a healer. So as a participant in this training program, as a social worker and as an educator, what does that concept, society as a healer, mean to you?
Society as a healer means a lot of responsibility and accountability by an individual. But as a social worker, what it tells me is I can't be everywhere and every place to bring healing, but I can bring the tools necessary to a community to address their own societal healing, which will make that positive change across the globe.
It's very helpful. So we wish you the best of luck in this program and appreciate you taking some time today to talk about it.
Thank you.